Men 20 to 50 in prison. Art by prisoners.
So at Mankato State, Vicki Huntner, who works up there, she developed a program called Scholars Serving Time, which basically allows people that are currently incarcerated to get their 2-year associate degree to hopefully, when they do get released, they're able to have better options for continuing their education or for employment or just continuing their life in a positive manner. So Vicki has developed all this, and she approached me in the spring and she was looking for an arts course for the students to take. And so after talking, at first I said I wasn't going to do it, but then after talking to her and realizing the opportunity for myself as an educator, but as well as the students, to be pushed a little outside of the comfort zone, I hopped on and developed a class that was specifically for these students. It was during summer term, so it was 6 weeks of like intense learning and making, which isn't necessarily ideal. There's 14 students to where then they could kind of create new works, learn new techniques in painting and drawing and lots of different ideas. They learned about a lot of different visual artists currently working or from history to maybe help inspire their creative ideas or techniques, as well as then we have this exhibition here to where they're being able to showcase work they made in the class or work that they made also outside. It ranged, so you had people that hadn't touched paint or a pencil to draw since they were a small child, or you had people in there that paint and draw every single day, and that's what they're doing to process and get through the time of being incarcerated. So you had a balance of people that are very professional and people that this is brand new for them. So then how do I as an educator challenge both of those groups of people? Yeah. But to where then they're able to still appreciate, because each time they finished a project, they had to present it to their peers.
I imagine the first of the 6 weeks has got to be a lot of ham-fisted, what am I supposed to say? How do I encourage this person and be critical and offer anything? Maybe these people are sharp for that. Maybe they're hungry for that expression and nurturing.
And they had to talk about, how they develop their concepts, why do they choose their materials, and what do they feel the strengths and improvements could be with their work. And then they had to get feedback from their peers.
So it was like an AA meeting?
They kind of described it like that, and I said, no, this is a critique, right? You have to present your work and your choices, so then you're reflecting on it. If we're just making something and we don't take that time to reflect on it, we don't really know what to do better or change for the next time.
And these are men 20 to 50 in a circle with Dana, who's explaining the meaning and terms, and they're expressing emotions in a way that doesn't happen, in my experience, on the street or in a prison setting. And they're coming to a space and being very vulnerable and creative and talking about this stuff and healing. It's counter to everything I can imagine people doing until they realize art is an expression.
We had so many conversations on being frustrated when it comes to making visual work. When is a visual artwork finished, right? And I just said that's part of the process. That's part of the learning process. And I kind of compared it to, learning to play an instrument, right? You're not just gonna pick it up one day, start playing the guitar and know exactly what you're doing, right? If you haven't drawn or painted before, yeah, there's gonna be struggles, but it's hard when your struggles in a painting or drawing or whatever you make visually, but then they have to present it to their peers. They're having to be vulnerable with what's on the surface, the paper or canvas, right? And I think that's a lot different than just writing a paper and turning it in and getting the grade. So I think that was part of the learning process too, is how to communicate about artwork as well as making it.